Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today I'm going to share with you a nice accounting software for Amazon FBA. This is an interview that we have with Jenny from Sellerboard. I really think you should guys use it, and I think really take advantage of the 3 months for free. Just click the link below and you'll be able to get 3 months for free from Sellerboard. They were so kind to give us that 3 months. It's actually for all our Amazon FBA Giants members. So if you really want to use it, go ahead and use it. Sellerboard is the best accounting software at a very low price. It's like 10 to 15 bucks and is actually as accurate as 99% accuracy in your accounting. It's really going to help you a lot, and it's the most important thing you need to do when you have your business, to know your numbers and to be able to improve on them. Trust me, that comes from a person who didn't know his number in the beginning, in the first 2 years, because I was winging it. But once you start knowing your numbers, you'll be able to scale your business very quickly. And trust me, this is one of the best softwares out there to be able to handle your loss on profit, and you'll be able to know where your business stands today, because everyone can sell, but not everyone can make a profit. So I hope you're one of those who can make the profit. So thank you so much. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and use the link below. It's a 3 months for free for you guys to try it out. If it's good, continue. If it's not good, it's all good. But I hope you enjoyed that interview with Jenny. Here you are, and enjoy. Take care. Good afternoon, Jenny. How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing, Jenny? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it for taking the time to explain a little bit about Sellerboard. I really appreciate it.
So today I'm going to be by myself. So hi everyone, I'm Jenny. I'm from Sellerboard. I do marketing and negotiations. I will start a bit slow because usually Vladi Gordon, founder of Sellerboard, he's doing all the demos, but this time they managed to convince me to do it. So I guess I'll be the one for today.
You're going to be awesome, more than enough. And I think, you know what, I know the system as well because I use it. And I really, I always tell people here, especially our students, I tell them, listen, anything that I recommend is something I use, and I really like Sellerboard. And I think you guys have a lot of good tools, and don't get intimidated. Trust me, we don't have a lot of people here. We have really just enough. So take your time. There's no issues. And I will introduce you. Basically, Jenny, she's from Sellerboard. At the same time, you guys, you know Sellerboard, it's a software for inventory management, PPC optimization, Autoresponder, refund for your lost inventory. You have listing changes alert and users' rights and management, which is really good software. I use it specifically for loss on profit. I think it's a very important tool, especially for a lot of beginners and also people who are advanced, which is I see them a lot in our industry, that they don't know their numbers. They're just selling, they don't know their numbers. And it's the biggest mistake you can do. I have done it for the first year and a half. I didn't know my numbers, and I wasn't able to gauge how my progress. I don't know if I was doing well this month, I wasn't doing well. And it's a very good tool for you guys to know how to compare yourself from last month or this quarter with last quarter, or you do this first quarter of this year to first quarter for the last year. And it's a lot, really organized, and also have a chart. It shows you how your product is doing in a profit. It shows you last month, maybe you lost, this month you're doing well. And it really makes it very easy. And you can go on an ASIN level for each product, which is really helpful. So you know what? I am not going to take much because Jenny, I want to respect your time, and I know you have 1 hour with us. And also stay, guys, to the end because we have a special for you. They were very kind, Sellerboard management, to give us that special for you, so which is only for Amazon FBA Giants members. So I will share that with you also at the end, guys. So Jenny, it's all yours. I'm going to make you a host, and you can do whatever you want to do.
Okay, awesome. So hi again, guys. I'll start with the most important thing, I guess, which is the question that everyone asks about the privacy policies. So we are based in Germany, so we follow the German and European law, and we're an official Amazon developer listed in the Marketplace App Store. We never hire Amazon sellers. I myself am not an Amazon seller. I never sold before. I just know how Sellerboard works because I've been a part of it for a huge time. And the most common question is how Sellerboard started. So the founder, Vladi Gordon, he used to be a seller back in 2016. and he was selling a lot. He didn't understand whether he was doing any profit, because there are a lot of fees, FBA fees that come into detail, and a lot of other fees. There are a lot of also a lot of hidden profit killers when you're selling on Amazon. And he tried a few tools back in 2016. There were not so many of them. And he decided to create his own one with a bunch of friends, and this is how it started. And ever since 2017 we launched, he's not a seller anymore since then. And we are trying to create a profit analytics tool for Amazon sellers. This is what we've been doing. We've put a lot of attention into detail, because calculating all the numbers is very tough. And also we are trying to make it affordable for everyone. So Sellerboard starts at $15 a month. This is if you pay per 3, 6, 12 month. If you pay per month, it starts at $19 a month. We have never raised the price ever since we started. So we started with 19 and we're still at 19. And at the moment, we have over 4,000 happy customers, almost 5,000, and I think it's going good. And I guess I will start with a demo. So I will show my screen. Just a second. Can you guys see it?
It's coming. Yes, perfect.
Okay, great. So I will be using a demo account. It's not a real account. It's just a demo one. Of course, all the numbers here are fake. And as mentioned, I'm not a seller, but I know how the system works. So I will start with the dashboard. The dashboard, it's actually, it's the main part of the software, because this is where most of our users spend the most time on. So as you can see, we'll start with the tiles. So the advantage is that you can view your numbers. So you can, the idea is that you can view your numbers in very shortened information. So for example, if you'll see here that we have today, yesterday, this month, forecast, last month. Of course, you can add an additional period here, a time frame, but we'll get onto that after. I don't know, I forgot to ask, do any of you guys use Sellerboard? So is anyone from your team sad that's using it?
Yes,
or...
I use it myself. That's why I recommended it. And it's very good. I mean, I like, even if you click on the orders, units and everything, it tells you that the details of how much was the advertising, what's the cost of the products and everything. It's really detailed, which is really nice, especially if we go to more.
Okay, so I'll be able to get into details. So the thing is that here you can view the sales. Okay, let's go with this month, for example. It will be much cooler. So you can view here the sales that were made for this month, the number of orders that were sold, the number of units, the amount of refunds. This is actually a very interesting one, because the most favorite part of the software for me is refunds, returns, and money back reports. The advertising cost that was spent, estimated payout, gross profit, net profit. It goes the same for any time frame here. And if you click on more, you'll be able to view additional information. So all the triangles here are expandable. And what's cool is, for example, we show the details that are not available in the Seller Central. So for example, if you view shipping or refund costs, for example, you'll be able to see here that the refunds is positive. So basically, these are the products that were returned by the customers, but were not reimbursed for the customers that initiated the refund to Amazon, but never actually returned the product. So Amazon reimburses you back the money for it, but that's, I'll keep it for the end. So this is why the number here is actually positive in the end. So you have here in detail the number of units that were sold, the amount that was spent on PPC, advertising costs. Here gift wrap is 0, but it's available probably somewhere else. You have the refunded referral fee, FBA customer return per unit, shipping costs, Amazon fees. As every one of you knows, there are tons of Amazon fees. If I'm not mistaken, they're around over 70 fees. And we show that all in detail. Over here, you'll see you have the cost of goods, net profit, refunds, sellable returns, ROI. So all of this is viewed in detail. The cool part is if we scroll a bit down, you'll be able to see all this information per selected date. So here I've clicked on this month. You'll be able to see all the details per products. So here you have the units that were sold of these specific products, the amount of refunds, sales, amount that was spent on ads. And if you go over here and click on more, you'll be able to see the exact additional information as I've clicked here. And of course, all the triangles are always additional information. The cool thing here is that you can group the products that you want to view. For example, you can group them by a parent, or let's go back here, or a marketplace, or by brand, or by channel. For example, if we go to a marketplace, that's if you're selling on multiple marketplaces at the same time, and you'll expand the triangle here, you'll be able to view the products that were sold on Amazon.com, exactly as shown previously, their additional information. And if you go down, you'll be able to view the same for Amazon Mexico, Amazon Brazil, Amazon Canada. So you can actually view the products that you're selling on different marketplaces and see how well you're doing on each of them. What's also cool here is this part. So we added a new feature recently, which is FBA stock. So what it does is that if it's red here, it means that it's time to reorder. You'll also be notified through alerts, but with that after. So the cool thing about this is that once you're viewing your products, same goes if you don't filter them. So if you just go like that, you'll be able to view the products that need to reorder. So if it's the red one, it means you have to reorder. You're not running out of stock, but it's time to reorder. If it's blue, then it's totally fine. What Sellerboard actually does, it estimates sales velocity units per day, and it estimates according to the time that it takes to manufacture your product and send it to your FBA warehouse. All right?
You can input that information.
Come again?
You can input those information, which is basically the manufacturing lead team, the shipping time. You can add all these in the backend.
Yes, of course, you can add all that. Sellerboard, it calculates the amount of time it calculates it automatically according to your previous sales and according to the times you had to reorder, but you can include all that manually, and I'll be going back further to it a bit in the future.
Awesome.
In around 10 minutes.
Thank you.
So this is for it, and this is pretty easy. You can view the same by today, by yesterday, by this month, and just as we group by marketplace, we can group by brand, by channel, or by parent. So you can do the same with brands and see how much money you're making out of each brand. So here you have no brand, it has no name, but it has products. And you can do the same with Boxy here, for example. Okay, in just a second. And if you go here, you'll be able to view the chart. So what's cool here is that you're able to see the amount of money you're making according to specific periods, just like it showed in tiles. But here you can configure the amount of money that are being spent. For example, you can choose here the refund cost that was spent, and for example, the amount of sales that were made, and we can leave the advertising cost, we can let out refunds and leave net profit. So here what it does is that when you choose a specific time period here, it will show you additional information for the chosen time period here on this right part of the screen. So you can configure what you want to view in a form of graphs, and view just as I showed you previously on all the expandable triangles in the tiles dashboard. The same exactly goes here. It also goes for the specific time period, but you don't view it according to products, you view it according to numbers. I'm not used to speaking to myself. Is everyone here?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. We're listening.
Okay, cool. So this is exactly the same. For some people, tiles is most comfortable. For others, it's the chart, because this way you'll see the numbers from a bigger scale here. You can also go here and expand everything else. Here I've grouped them by brand, but we can remove the grouping. And just like we did in tiles, we can view for specific products over here. It will also show you the stock that needs reordering and all additional information. So you can actually view, if you click here, it will be in a different order. So you'll be able to view products that are selling less units. If you want to view it from a descending order, you can always click here, and you'll be able to view the same here, the refunds, which products are in. Why this is really cool, it's because you can actually view the products on which you're getting the most refunds. Out of this, you can furthermore, when I'll show you, see, for example, if you click here, you'll be able to view the comments that which are the reasons the customers are returning the product, right?
It's a very, 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 very good, powerful feature here, especially the reason of the returns, because it's going to help us to improve the products. It's going to help us to know what's the issue exactly, where people are complaining about, and we can improve the products accordingly, which is really good. Instead of going through Amazon, which is you have to go to reports, you have to go refunds, and it's really hard to get those reasons, which is really, really good feature here. Megan uses this.
Exactly. So what's really cool is, according to these comments that you see here, the reasons for refunds, you'll be able to understand whether the package is not sealed enough, or for example, whether the package is too fragile, or if the product doesn't correspond to the listing image, for example. Or some people complain, as I've known from others, a lot of sellers face the problem where the measure where the product looks much bigger on the image, but it does not in real life when they actually receive it after buying it. So through these comments, you'll be able to understand whether, for example, you'll need to add measurements to the product image, for example, on Amazon. Like, you know, sometimes people add like a ruler measurement on the image itself. So you'll be able to understand what's the problem, where you're getting a lot of refunds for a specific product, and fix the problem. Absolutely. So this is you'll be able to view the reason for refunds when you group it by marketplace or by channel or whatever. And also you can view it according to order items. It's loading a bit here.
It's a lot of information to upload.
Come again?
It's a lot of information for the software to upload.
Yes, it's a demo account, but I think they added additional products here lately. So you can group it by order items as well. So this shows, this is exactly like the tiles menu over here shown in the beginning. The thing is that here it's much easier to configure. You can always add what you want to view and what you want to compare. For example, whether you want to compare sales with refunds, or you want to compare Amazon fees and gross profit, for example. You can view it in a bigger picture. And of course, always when you're using Sellerboard, you always need to select the time frame or select the date, because it will always show you for the first one here. But when you select one, you'll be able to view the selected information. Well, it's loading a bit. You'll be able to view the selected information for the selected period in this part of the box. So what's really cool here is you can also, we have an option, for example, let's do last 30 days. What's really cool here is that we have tags. We included tags, I think, last year. And I know, for example, one here is FBA. We've used it before. Let's do FBA. I think, okay, let's do like this. Let's do FBA. Okay, let's not do FBM. Let's just choose products. For example, we chose this.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Jenny. Here is very important, especially people launching new products. So what I use this feature, especially when I have a new products, I want to know how each product is doing by themselves. Because what happens if you have a good working products that are really doing very well and you're making profit, you will see that at the end of the day, you're minus the profit because you just launched a new product, has a lot of advertising, you're selling it below cost. So for me, I need to filter that, especially in the first 2 weeks of my launch, to say, hey, listen, I'm going to check my new product, how it's doing, how much I'm losing per day, instead of seeing the overall. So using by ASIN or by using the product name, you'll be able to retrieve the product and you'll be able to know further about how the product is doing day to day.
Exactly. So we can click on filter here and we'll be able to view the data for the specific products that are tagged here. So it's loading a bit. Okay, so let's do it once again. So you'll be able to see how the products are doing. So we chose 3 products here, and you'll be able to see how they're doing according to time frame. So here's in September, here's in October, and you'll be able to view the information in this specific time period. So we have here the 26th of October selected. As we selected here, you can always go like that. And you're able to filter the products in each part of the dashboard here. And as well as you can configure them down here. The thing is that it's for some people, it's more comfortable to view the products and how they're doing in tiles. For others, it's in chart. For some, it's in profit and loss, which I'll go to here. And you can always filter the products. So this is the profit and loss view. What's cool here is that a lot of people prefer to view it because it shows you as well detailed information, just like I've showed you all previously. But this file, you can download it in a CSV form. So whether your accountant needs it or you need it for, I don't know, for some reports, you can always download this information from the profit and loss view. And it shows you the additional information as well. It shows you the sales, the units, advertising costs, and always the triangles are expandable because when there are new users using our product, sometimes they're not able to understand all the details or view all the details from the beginning. You always need to know that all triangles in Sellerboard are expandable. Mm-hmm. And you can always compare, for example, you can compare how you did in September and in March. So this is for like a general view of how you're doing. Also, I'll get to that in the future, but you're able to download the dashboard for any selected period in the reports menu, but it will be a bit later. And we also have trends here. And I think I selected products here. It can be not selected. So trends, actually, if you click here, BSR, it's a new option that we added, I think, half a year ago. It's very cool because you'll be able to see how the products are doing according to SKUs. So this is also just, you can also filter it just as I've shown you all previously. And you can also filter it here. For example, you can filter it according to delta descending, delta ascending, value descending, value ascending. This way, you'll be able to understand how your products are doing, what's their bestseller rank on Amazon, and if you need to include any changes. So what we'll go further with is we can go to the cash flow. If you guys have any questions, you can always interrupt me and ask.
There's one question here about marketplaces. So if you have different marketplaces, let's say I'm selling in Canada and also I'm selling in the US. When it comes to currency, if I switch to marketplace in Canada, does it give me the currency in the US or in the Canadian, in the home country of the marketplace?
You mean if you include both marketplaces into Sellerboard and you want to view them all together, just like I was arranging them by marketplace?
I want to do them separate. Like when you have Canada and you have the US, if I have both marketplaces, they're different. So I want to check the US by themselves is going to give me all the expenses, the lost profit in US dollars. Now, if I go ahead and check only Canadian marketplace, does it give me that numbers in the US currency or Canadian dollar?
Okay, this is as far as I know, but I may be mistaken. The currency is chosen by default. So it will most probably show it to you according to US dollars, but I can re-ask Vladi about it or anyone from the support team, and I'll get back to you with this question through an email with the answer. As far as I know, the currency is chosen by default.
Yeah, I know, but if you have different marketplaces, which is you're right, by the way, I just asked the question just to get confirmation because I contacted the seller support and they told me you're going to see by default. So whatever you see in Canada is going to be in US dollars since this is since that's the default currency that's been chosen. But I think it just doesn't make sense. It needs to be in each marketplace in own currency so we can know how much we're making each in this specific currency instead of just all in US. I cannot match US dollar with Canadian dollar if I want to do my accounting for that specific only Canada. Like me, what I'm saying this because in Canada I do retail online arbitrage and in the US I do private label. Now when I do my accounting for Canada, it's basically all in US dollars. I have to do conversion to US to be able to give it to my accountant. So that's one thing I think you should guys work on it. And I mean, that's the only thing, little thing. Okay, this is not even less than 1%.
Sure, I'll add it to the list of things we have to add. But as mentioned, I am not 100% positive, but as far as I'm aware, the currency is shown by default. We show it in one currency according to the exchange of the World Bank. So, so the conversion rate between, for example, Canadian dollars and US dollars, we convert it to show everything in one currency according to the World Bank or State Bank. I might be mistaken. I will re-ask some
No,
of them.
you're right. I mean, this I asked also the seller support, and they told me the same thing. Your seller support, sorry, your customer support,
Your support.
but it just doesn't make sense.
Sure,
But
I will explain why. Because for you to understand, to calculate all specific details is very hard. And the main reason I think they didn't change it in different currencies according to marketplaces is because of the main dashboard. Because here, the numbers would not correspond with filtering them by marketplaces because of the two different currencies. And since the currencies are changed every day, right? The conversion rate, for example, between US dollars and Canadian, it would not always match. So I think they did not add this option to make Sellerboard as accurate as possible, because I don't know if you're aware, but we are the most accurate software on the market.
yeah, but
Maybe
the
because of that.
marketplace, I mean, it's not necessarily, because if you go to a marketplace like Canada, you can retrieve all the information in Canadian dollar. That's what they give it to you anyway. So you don't need to do a lot of currency exchange. I understand when it's all marketplace, they want to know one specific currency like US. But if you go ahead and choose a specific marketplace, has to be its own currency, because it's easier for accounting. You'll be able to help the accounting that in that specific country, and it's easy to retrieve because you don't need to go ahead and do the currency exchange all the time. You can just retrieve the information from Amazon from Canada, and you'll be able to know the numbers. So, but I think it's something just, maybe most of your clients are come from the US, and that's why it's not your first priority yet, because the software is phenomenal, beautiful.
Thank you. We have customers from all over the world. We try to add everything, but we have a waiting list. We try to add everything one by one. We try to launch something according to perfection, and then add something else. We don't focus on, for example, because we have more US customers, we don't focus exactly on what they want. We try to make everything useful for everyone. I don't know, because some features you can add them if you ask seller support. So I don't know if you request such a feature from Sellerboard, from our support team, whether they can add it to you. But I will ask them if this is possible, because I've never been asked this question before. I just know it because I do demos sometimes. But I will surely ask them, and I'll ask them if they're planning to add this feature in the future, and I'll get back to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. We have a question from Audrey. She says, I would like to know if you use their autoresponder, you can use Jiffies. So if I use your autoresponder, are we able to insert an image or Jiffy?
Cool question. I don't know the answer, but I think you can't. But the thing is, we can go with autoresponder next. The thing is that we have templates here. So, okay, I'm not able to view the template here in the demo, but we have templates. Because, sometimes you can type the emojis and they're converted. For example, you can type 2 dots and a slash, and it will be transferred to an emoji on Facebook, for example. I don't know if it will be transferred to a GIF if you send it through a template, but I can ask. So I don't really know the answer to this question.
Audrey, I can do it. I can create an autoresponder. I'll let you know in the Facebook group as well. There's no issues, because I haven't created it yet. I actually was going to do it with Sellerboard, because I use another software for my autoresponder. But Audrey, I'll be able to try it out, and I will give you the answer right away, because I can do it in my own, in my software, in my own account. I can do it because it's not demo. So I'll be able to do that. No problem.
That's a really good question. What we can do afterwards is you can create a Facebook group with me, and I'll be happy to reply to all the questions that I might not know
I can
the
add
answer
to
to
the
them at the
Facebook group.
moment.
There is no issues, 100%. I can add
Okay.
you, and if there's any questions, I'll be more than happy.
Perfect. So since we started with Autoresponder, we can go ahead with it. So what it does is it sends automated messages to your customers when they buy specific product. Also, you can send an automated message to ask for customer reviews, or for example, to ask the reason they initiated a refund, so that you know how you can, let's say, improve your product. We have templates which you can use, but of course you can not use it if you don't want to, and you can use your own tags. You can choose the products on which you want to send you want the autoresponder to send automated messages for you on. So you can choose specific products, you can choose all of them. Maybe, for example, you're doing very, very well with the jewelry packaging gift box and you don't need reviews on them, and you need reviews on other products. You always can choose. And you can also do that by orders. So we have the orders here. This part is always loading, and you'll have the painting data. So it will show you whether a message campaign was sent according to for a specific order, whether it was blacklisted, and you have an option to add actions here, like this one, you have add to blacklist. And actually you can also search for an order ID and view whether a template or a message was sent for that order. This is actually a very cool one. A lot of people use it. As far as I know, because we check Amazon News all the time, you are allowed to send automated messages asking for customer reviews. One of the most common questions I'm asked is whether we provide customer details. For example, whether you can view customer emails with Sellerboard, their phone number, or any other additional information. We do not provide that. So, for example, if you want to export a list of customer information from Sellerboard, you'll not be able to do that. So I decided to answer the question that I'm being asked a lot. Does anyone have any other questions? Like maybe I could answer?
Yeah, I have a question regarding the data. Is there real-time data, or is there any delay from Amazon to Sellerboard? Is there any delays there?
I'm sorry, the data, if it's once again?
Yeah, is it real-time data, or is there any frequencies there? 1 hour after 1 hour or 2 hour, 1 day after that 1 day, we can see the data in information in this Sellerboard.
Okay, yeah, sure. So actually Sellerboard, it refreshes every 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes. So
every 15 minutes, it will actually be more accurate than the data you'll be able to see on Seller Central. And it will show you additional information, just like I explained in the beginning. So there are tons of Amazon fees. And as far as I know, you're not able to view all these fees in Seller Central. So in Sellerboard, we show you the exact amount of money that was spent on each certain fee. We show it in real time. The dashboard is refreshed every 15 minutes. If it's the mobile application that we also have, but we only show the dashboard in the mobile application for iOS or Android. I think it will be refreshed once an hour, but on the website itself, it's refreshed every 15 minutes. Any other questions?
Yeah, another question is, right now you showed that 1 day data, 2 days, and then 1 month and last year. So that data you are, is there any dashboard, another dashboard is there, predictive data analytics. So how it's going to sell another 1 month or another 15 days, that kind of dashboard is there?
Sure. You can actually configure any time frame you want. So I'm sorry, it's always slow with me. I don't know about the demo with others. So you'll have here the month forecast. And it will show you how much you're going to do next month according to your previous sales. So it will take into account how well you did last month and show you how good can you do next month. Also,
how accuracy this forecast is, how accuracy this? Is there any 80% or 90% accuracy is there, or 100%?
Come again, how can you receive it?
Accuracy. See, forecasting, you are saying, telling that next month this much sales, this much unit is going to.
How
So
accurate?
how accuracy?
How accurate is the forecasting?
Sure, you can see it on the dashboard. It's always here. And if you click on more, you'll be able to see approximately how well you're going to do next month in numbers.
Okay,
So
that number is accuracy is 100% or 80% or 70% like that?
It's not going to be accurate to percentages. Like, I mean, even if they tell you this month you're going to do like $5,000, it doesn't mean you're going to do the $5,000, because they're just, when you start the month, that's what I see from my own experience. You see the first month, they see the last month, they tell, okay, this month you're going to do that much, but it's going to change depending on your sales velocity. If your sales velocity changes, you're not selling the same amount of unit, this forecast will change as well.
Okay.
You understand me? So it's all depends. Like if you run out of stock, for sure you're not going to make $5,000 if you run out of stock. So they will take it. Like for example, me, I have save and subscribe. So it means the first month, the first day of the month, or I mean the first 2 days of the month, I get a lot of orders. So the forecast tells me I'm making $10,000, but actually after a week, the algorithm in the Sellerboard goes ahead and see the average unit that I sold per day or per week. I don't know what they do, but they will change, and the forecast will change, for example, to $5,000 or $6,000.
I will add a little detail to that. The numbers in the forecast, they'll be different every day and every time you logged in. They'll be according to your sales velocity, just as Saad said. One more thing, for example, this month, or let's say previous month, right? You spent a lot of money on PPC and advertising. For example, this month you don't plan to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, if you don't do, the forecast will not be 100% accurate if you spent money on advertising last month and you didn't do same month. Of course, with advertising, you're getting a lot more sales, right? Well, it's logical. So of course, if you don't plan to spend the same amount of money this month on advertising, the sales forecast will not correspond to the one you can actually expect, because you're not willing to be spending the same money on advertising. This is just an example. But the forecast, the numbers are changing every day. So it will be according to the velocity of your sales, just like Saad said. It will be according to how well you did previous month. Also, it cannot be 100% accurate, for example, when you're close to holidays. For example, we're close to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas is coming, New Year. Of course, you can do much better on these months than the forecast will show you, right? So it sometimes it can be between 65 to 85% accurate, but you also have to take into consideration that sometimes people spend money on advertising, or they do giveaways, or just like I said, there's some holidays or some celebrations coming up on which you can just press a bit on it and make more money. So just like you did on Christmas, you won't be able to do on an average month, right? So you also have
thanks for your clarifications.
Sure. So we stopped at Autoresponder, and the next one was money back, and I'll go back to cash flow afterwards. So this is actually my favorite feature of the whole software. What it does is that it provides you the possibility to be able to get reimbursed from Amazon for the money that Amazon owes you. So how it works, that is sometimes customers initiate refunds, right? So when a customer clicks on refund, Amazon automatically, most of the time, straight ahead, reimburses them the money that they spent for a specific product. And it happens that customers, they do not return the product back to the Amazon warehouse within 45 days, right? In such cases, if the product wasn't returned to Amazon warehouse, Amazon sometimes forgets to reimburse you back the money for the specific time. So for the specific product, I'm sorry. So it happens that, I think someone just came in, I'm sorry. So as mentioned, let's do once again. So sometimes the customer initiates a refund, Amazon reimburses the customer back the money, and within 45 days, the product is not returned to Amazon by the customer. And Amazon sometimes forgets to reimburse you back the money that the customer owes you for the product that was not returned. With the money back feature, you're actually able to track such orders and track the reimbursements that Amazon owes you. And if Amazon didn't reimburse you back the money, you can ask them for it. So how it works, there are also additional options. So for example, sometimes some of the products, there's always damaged or lost inventory if you're doing FBA. And not always does Amazon remember to reimburse you for such cases. So here we have, if you click on money back, you'll be able to download a report that will show you such cases, right? So the system Sellerboard will automatically notice such cases and show them to you. You'll not have to do a lot of scrolling, a lot of reading. I don't know, for example, we can download this report. As you see here, it's estimated reimbursement that Sellerboard was able to see. I don't know if you can see my screen here on the downloaded file. Can you see it?
Yes, we do. Just now,
Okay.
I mean, we cannot see the Excel sheet yet.
Okay, just a second. Okay, I'm not good with Zoom, but the Excel sheet will show you exactly how much money Amazon owes you. It will show you exactly how many units were lost, how many units were damaged, how many units were found, how many were reimbursed, and how many were missing. Mm-hmm. And according to all that, Amazon Sellerboard will show you the estimated sum with all the additional emails. It will show you also it will show you the products themselves, and according to with the SKUs, and according to our template, or you can use your own, you can request from Amazon to reimburse you back the money that they owe you. So you cannot see my screen, but the report is very easy to read, and it shows you all the details super they're very in a very simple way. Also, there is sometimes FBA fee changes. So what happens is that Amazon sometimes decides to remeasure your product. And for example, if your product, they remeasured it and they are now sending it through a smaller box when they're shipping it to the customer. Of course, you're going to be charged less, and you're lucky if that happens. But sometimes Amazon will do remeasurement of your product and they'll fit it into a bigger box. If such thing happens, of course, you're going to be paying more for remeasurements. And you will also be able to view if any FBA fee changes were made. And if they're not corresponding to the accurate measurement of your product, you'll also be able to contact with such reports Amazon Seller Central or Amazon Seller Support and ask them to reimburse you back the money. They might reimburse you, but sometimes they will just remeasure the product, and according to accurate measurements, you'll be paying less again. So sometimes they reimburse and sometimes they don't. It all depends on the case. Any questions up to now?
I have question, but it's all over. So I don't know when is a good time to ask them.
It's fine. You can go anytime.
Okay. Yeah, the first one would be, let's say if you have, let's say if I buy 100 unit of something, but I send in to FBA only 80 and keep 20 at home. Is there any way that I can track the total so that I know at the end of the year how much I have left in my inventory? You know, not just FBA.
Okay, let's say you're doing 100. Did you say 100 products or 100 units?
100 unit, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you mean that you want to send 80 with FBA and 20 with FBM?
No, 20, I just keep it because I know that I can't sell it, for example. So I guess the whole purpose is at the end of the year, I wanted to know how many I have left in inventory.
Sure, it will show you in the stock. You'll be able to view how many units of a product are left. Yes, you'll be able to view it.
You only be able to view it if you enter the FBA number. But if I have it 100, is there a way that I can enter those information? I'm not sure.
Sure. Actually, I will show you.
Yeah.
So I usually start the demos with the dashboard, but actually the first thing any seller does when they register at Sellerboard and they connect Sellerboard to their MWS, what they do is they enter the cost of goods. And when you're entering the cost of goods, you're able to enter any other additional information, right?
Okay.
So you can filter it by marketplace, and you can add the amount, you can add how much you can additionally add how much you're spending on shipping, on the accountant, or on virtual assistant, for example, and so on. Over here, you'll be able to filter products, and you'll be able to put a tag on them that they're not FBA. So you can put them FBM, or you can add any other tag you want. How exactly it's done, I cannot tell you, but I can also get to you on the Facebook group back, because I'm not a seller and never did this before. But I know that you can do this, and you can add tags to products. So for example, you'll be able to add the product, 8 of them, you'll leave them as they are, and add their cost of goods, filter it. And the other 20, you'll be able to put another tag on them, for example, FBM, or you can add any tag you want. You can call it keep it at home, right?
Yeah.
So you could, if the inventory was, for example, shipped to Amazon, and then you somehow kept it at home, anything that reached Amazon, we can track it. Anything additional, you can add it manually to your Sellerboard account. And anyway, when you register at Sellerboard, you always have, as mentioned, you always have to enter a cost of goods, and you have to enter any additional information. Otherwise, the whole analytics won't be correct, and they won't be 100% accurate, because according to what you add, you're able to view the profit estimation or the net profit of each product. Once you're selling them, we'll be able to deduct how much is spent on Amazon fees, how much is spent on shipping, how much is spent on packaging. We'll also deduct if you're using a virtual assistant or an accountant, or you're spending on PPC, anything else. And you'll be able to see how much clean profit you're making out of every product. If the data is not accurate, and for example, you have out of the 100 units, you have only 80 in FBA and the rest are with you, we'll not be able to send you accurate stock alerts, right? When it's time to reorder. So of course, all of that you can add it manually, yes. How exactly it's done, at the moment, I cannot tell you. We have customer support that's always 24/7 online. They will guide you with it one by one. So I'm not doing customer support, but I know that it's possible, because anything that you need to add manually, it's possible. So any spendings, any changes, you can always add it. You'll just be able, you'll just have to put another tag on it, so that you don't mix it with FBA.
Yeah. Okay. The next question is, I guess it's the same thing. Like, let's say if I send something and I pay the FBA shipping fee and everything, but in addition to that, let's say I pay UPS to come and pick it up, for example. So I guess similar question, how to add that. And I guess you will show me where to add additional expenses.
Sure, you'll be adding in the expenses menu. You can add it, actually you can see expenses, and you're supposed to add it here. I don't know, you can, oh yeah, you see it's add here, but it doesn't work because I'm using a demo account. So you can add here additional expense, you can name it product pickup, and you will be able to add it to the whole sum. But the add button doesn't work here in the demo account, it works in the real one. But you can view it, for example, here we have warehouse tax consultant, order samples, accounting software, rent. So any additional expenses can always be added here in the expenses.
Okay.
Even if you're paying, for example, 1 month you're paying the virtual assistant, for example, let's say you're paying him $500 and next month you're paying $1,000. You'll have to switch the 500 to 1,000. Otherwise, if it's a payment and you add it as a frequent one, it will be adding the 500, deducting it from the profit dashboard automatically. But you'll have to switch it to 1,000 if you're switching the cost that were spent every time. So this has to be done manually, because otherwise we'll not know.
Right, but if
You're
you don't,
starting- Sure.
if you don't manually do it, it will automatically use the last month's
Yes, if you add,
expenses?
sure, if you add it to frequent, not one time.
Ah, okay. Can you
Because
not
here-
add to frequent? Is
Sure,
that an
yes.
option? Okay.
Yes, if you see here, it's a one-time
Okay,
payment here,
gotcha.
and it's a monthly payment here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
by frequent, I meant monthly, yes.
Okay.
You can always choose that. You can configure it. You can come and put it as a, change it to a one-time every time. The reason is because this will help us provide to you accurate profit analytics. Otherwise, it will not be 99% accurate. So if you're using the tool correctly and you're adding everything additional that you're spending aside, it will show you 99.9% accurate information, accurate numbers. Sure.
How much?
Any other
99
questions?
what? What's the percentage?
99.9.
99.9.
Yes, we're almost 100% accurate. Sometimes there are, of course, little errors, but that happens very, very rarely. And it happens for a few hours once we are updating the software, we're adding new features. It doesn't actually show here, but we added eBay and Shopify connectors recently.
Yes.
So what they do,
Soon it's coming.
they're still in beta. What they do is that they automatically upload your listing on Shopify or eBay, the same listing that you have on Amazon.
It's
So
like
you
Joe Lister.
come again?
It's like Joe Lister.
I don't know what Joe Lister is.
Joe Lister is basically takes the listing that you have in Amazon and will list it the same one on in eBay right away. Like we'll
Well,
do
if they so, then yes, we do the same. Yes, so basically that's what we do. Yes, it automatically, and you'll be able to track all of it. At the moment, the Shopify and eBay connectors are in beta, but if any of you guys want to test it, you can just write a message on the lower right corner here.
Mhm.
You can just write the message, please add Shopify, or let me test Shopify or eBay, and our customer support will automatically open it for you. So this is done upon request. As mentioned, it's still in beta. We're still trying to make it perfect and fix little issues that are happening. But as I know, there were no complaints, but still it is in beta. The same thing goes for PPC optimization. So does anyone have any other questions about expenses so I can move forward from it?
This is just for people to know that all the fixed expenses that you have every month, you can put them there so you can know, at the end of the month how much it's costing you, especially if you have a warehouse, or maybe you have, for example, this software that you're paying for $20 or $19, you can add it there. You can add the other one, Jungle Scout Helium 10, whatever other services that you have, you put them there, which is really good. Coaching, the same thing that you guys bought the course, you can put it as a fixed there if you want, a one-time fee. So this month I spend that much on courses or in whatever service or whatever you did, listing optimization, whatever it is. So it's really, really helpful, very helpful. Actually, today I cut some few things that I really like, which is I didn't use, features that I haven't used, which is really good.
Usually we'll go one by one, but I was being asked questions and then I decided to stop where I am.
Beautiful. No, it's
Okay.
very good. Very good.
So if I'm done with this, sure, go ahead.
Sorry, no, someone asked if all this data can be transferred into QuickBooks. So will it be compatible with, our accounting softwares?
I know that you can export the data. For example, if you click on reports, right, you can export dashboard by day, by month, by product, by orders, sales by products or month, repeat customers by brand. You can choose a time frame and export the data in an Excel or a CSV file. So you can export it in this format. Whether you can upload CSV or Excel into another software, I don't know. I'm not a seller as mentioned, so I don't really try their softwares. But you can export all this data, and if other softwares permit the possibility to upload a CSV or an Excel file, then yes, you can. Actually, the reason we created an export option is for others to be able to provide the information to their accountant or partner or an investor, or in order to import it anywhere else. The data can be exported, but whether softwares permit this format, I don't know. I think it's possible. I think most of the softwares
Yes, you
allow
can.
us to Excel.
I mean, Megan, she takes a lot of accounting. I mean, she does our accounting. I mean, she's not expert by no means, but she's the one who's better than me. She says, yes, you can upload files to QuickBooks. So you can do the Excel or CSV, which is
Sure.
good.
I don't use as much. I've never been a seller.
But I'm just telling you.
Yes, I do. Sometimes I improve some features, or I advise on some features to be improved. But I never sold. I don't sell. I'm mostly design and negotiations and marketing. So I'm not even allowed to be a seller, even if I quit this job. So that's just not possible.
I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
Oh, it's fine. I like my job, actually. This is why I'm a bit sick, but I said I don't want to reschedule the demo. One more thing. So if you've done, I mentioned Shopify and eBay, and what we added also recently is alerts. So what alerts does is a new feature that's been around for around 6 months. It was in beta, but it's out now. What it does, it notifies you per in the Sellerboard dashboard over here, or per email. So it notifies you whether there was any listing changes, right, made, whether you are running out of stock or you need to reorder from your supplier, whether number of sellers or SKUs in the listing were changed, if the buy box was lost, commission changed, if the FBA fees were changed. So you can view a lot more. I think there are category change, stock alerts. There is the whole list, and so that you can take action immediately on such situations, such as stock alerts or buy box lost. I think it's important for every seller. We notify you per email or in the Sellerboard dashboard. So you're able to choose how you want to be notified. As far as I know, a lot of sellers are happy with this feature. They say it's very useful, because sometimes you might notice it, or sometimes your virtual assistant, for example, tell you that something was changed and you can just forget to take action on it. But when you are working and you immediately see it in Sellerboard, you can take action immediately. Or we'll also notify you if there is a negative or neutral seller feedback. So you can contact the, not seller, I'm sorry, customer feedback. Negative or neutral customer feedback. So if the customer is not happy with the product, you can contact them immediately and fix the problem in order to avoid further negative reviews, for example, or any complaints to Amazon. And if you want to choose the alerts that you want to be notified on, you can just go to settings and choose whether you want to be notified through Sellerboard or per email notification. So as you see here, we have new lowest price offer. It's if someone of your competitors is selling the same product and they lowered the price for it. Any questions up to now?
So far, so good.
Okay, and one more thing that's in beta, I always go back because it will be slow if I leave it as it is. One more thing that's in beta is the PPC dashboard. So the PPC dashboard, it's new. It's in beta. What it does, it provides PPC optimization. So it will provide you with recommended bids. It will show you information such as ad spend, as profit. You'll be able to configure here any additional information that you want, just as shown previously on the dashboard. It will show you which campaigns are active, which are not active, how many sales you did from PPC, ACOS profit, break-even ACOS. So it will show you, it will basically show you detailed information from your PPC campaigns and provide you with recommendations as well. And you'll be able to see it through information through here. You have campaigns, and through campaigns, you'll be able to view what you're selling. So you have broad group, for example, and here you'll be able to view the products that you have open campaigns on. It will show you also the campaigns that are active, that are inactive, and you'll be able to view the additional information here. So whenever you see a more text in Sellerboard, it means that the text is expandable and it will show you accurate numbers. For example, the fees that were spent. So PPC sales, ad spend, refunds, and so on. So whenever you see any triangle, it's always expandable. Whenever you see more, you can view more and so on. Any other? So I think we're done. This is Sellerboard. Actually, I will.
I just have a question. So basically here you can change the bids through PPC.
Yes, you can change them manually, and Sellerboard as well will advise you on some.
Okay.
The option is Sellerboard. I'm sorry, it will not advise. It will provide you with recommendations. I think I'm done with screen sharing. And one more thing. So I don't know which of you are students, which of you are audience, but all of them are your students. So it's actually great because I have a gift. Instead of a 2-month free trial to Sellerboard, you guys will be able to have 3 months in extended period if you want to test it out. We don't usually provide people 3 months. We provide partners with 2 months, but I think this would be a good idea if you guys want to test the software, as well as if you're students, you're still learning. I'm learning every day because I'm not a seller, but I need to know all the details because it's a part of my job. So you guys will be able to test Sellerboard for 3 months. All you have to do is you have to go through Sad's link of Sellerboard that he'll provide you with. And in the chat box, you can just write Sad student and you'll get an additional 1 month instead of 2.
Yes. So this is very generous. When we spoke to Jenny, she was really nice, and the whole team, to be able to give us 3 months instead of 2 months. And all you have to do is for free, basically. You're going to get it for 3 months. You can use it. And I really highly recommend it, especially with all the...
We never provide for 3 months, but I think it would be a good idea. Plus, I'm sorry Vladi couldn't join me. He has been convincing me to go on demos for a long time because I do demos for partners and never do for students. Okay. And also code the code, and he was like, you have to do it. So I hope I could explain myself well. And if you guys have any additional information, you can, or questions, I'm sorry, you can just go ahead and ask, and I'll be happy to provide you with any answers I can possibly can.
Yes, if you have any question, you can shoot them. If not, I think she was very thorough. I think
I have a question. Sorry, I just joined later.
I like questions.
Just because I was to work. I'm already using Sellerboard, but now I'm in the process of launching another product, and although I've set it, all the expenses on the other product, the new ones, like I'm not sure how I need to set or where I need to set the expenses for the new product, just on the
sure. So you have an additional product that you're launching, and you want to add additional expenses that you're going to spend or are spending according to a specific product. Sure. If you go to expenses menu, you'll be able to add that, just as I've shown previously. In the expenses, I can show it once again. So let me do that.
If you wouldn't mind, please. It's just sure. I just came back from work, so sure. I just joined.
I'm happy to help. So as mentioned, I'm not a seller. I work for Sellerboard. None of us are sellers. Only Vladi, he's a previous seller. So you'll go to expenses. So this is a demo account. It's not a real one. I'm mentioning again. You'll scroll down and you will add here. It's not clickable for me, but it will be clickable for you. You'll add an additional expense. Okay. Okay, I'm contacting my colleagues now, so no. You will click on add here in this box, and such an option will appear, such a bar. And in this bar, you'll be able to choose the product you want to send an expense for, like this one, right? And you will name the expense, for example, advertising. Okay, let's say, and you'll click whether it's a one-time or a monthly frequent amount of money that's going to be spent, and you'll set the sum. Right?
Yeah.
You also, guys, as mentioned with the emojis, I don't know if you can add it. But if you have any further questions, I'll be happy to answer them through the Facebook chat. You can add me to the group. I'm at Jenny Adams on Facebook. And if you have any errors, for example, you don't know how to add an expense, or you don't know how to use PPC dashboard, or you're not able to view a specific I don't know, anything, you can always contact our team on the lower right corner chat box. You can type in any question and someone from the customer support will contact you. If they won't be contacting you in time, I don't know the answer, I can take the request and I can reply. Or you can always text me on Facebook, because some of the partners, they don't like to wait, they just text me straight ahead. There is no point, if I'm online, I'll always answer. But as mentioned again, the first thing you do once you connect your Sellerboard account to MWS, you have to enter the cost of goods. If you have any expenses, we want to make sure that we're 100% accurate. And in the end of the month, you know your numbers. Otherwise, if you don't add everything, even if it's $10 for a virtual assistant and it's not 100, it still matters. We want to make sure that you know your numbers by the end of the month. Otherwise, because for example, I have friends who sell on Amazon, and of course, I'm always talking to partners, and I always know if they want something to be changed or for us to add something, or if they're facing any errors. Sellerboard dashboard is being updated every 15 minutes. Seller support, I don't know, I think they update once a day or once an hour, I'm not sure. We provide data in real time. So sometimes when you check the data that's available or the numbers that are available in your Seller Central account and on Sellerboard, they will not be 100% the same. As once again, we are updating every 15 minutes. We're always trying to be as accurate as possible. But please always add the cost of goods in order not to be lost, or you need to be convinced that your numbers are accurate. So this is the most important part. And as again, if you guys want to test PPC dashboard or eBay connector or Shopify connector, I've heard that they're in beta, but they're really cool. A lot of people are happy with them, and you can just test
Should be
it.
next Walmart. Walmart should be next.
It should be next. I am not allowed to say anything.
I'm just telling you, Walmart, I think, is going to be the next one. And I think you guys, I mean, if you work on it, you're going to be the first in the market, especially to be able to do all that. And I think Walmart is doing a great job so far, and they're doing deliveries really good, and they're expanding. So Walmart is great. Jenny, I just want to reiterate again, guys, you're going to get 3 months. You just type Amazon FBA Giants in the chat when you're on the Sellerboard, and they'll be able to give you 3 months instead of 2 months. And if you have any questions, go ahead.
The link given by Saad, so
Yes,
you'll have to do that specific link.
I'll leave it in the Facebook group, and I'll give you more instructions. But the software is really phenomenal. I think they're adding a lot, and
Thanks,
I think
Nancy.
it's cheap. I mean, for real. I mean, I don't know Sellerboard at all. I've been using it without even I have contact with Jenny, and it was really phenomenal. It's very accurate. I honestly didn't know it was 99.9% accuracy. I thought was 95, 93%, 90%. So every time I see my profit, in my head, I just do 5% less or 10% just to be on the safe side. But it's actually really accurate. And I love the fact that they update the advertising fees, which is really good. And if you guys, just tip for you, if you do advertising, usually the day after you will see the full update for how much you spend. The same day is a little bit off, but the day after you will see the full. So for example, I wake up in the morning, I check my Sellerboard, I see my data, I see how much I made that day. Is going to be accurate, more accurate than the day before or last night. Okay, so I have a habit to do that in the morning, and I check it regularly just to make sure that I'm profitable. Jenny, I don't want to take much from your time. You have been more than 1 hour. I really want to respect your time. If you
I hope I replied to all of your questions, and I'm sorry if I'm sorry for coughing too much and drinking water. It's just that I haven't spoken for a week. I'm only speaking today. Saving my voice. I do mostly chatting and texting and with work. But it was a pleasure, and thank you for all your questions. And if you have any additional ones, feel free to add me. I'm Jenny Adams on Facebook. You'll see like a gray and white picture. You'll probably have mutual friends, some mutual friends with me from the Amazon world. And as mentioned, Sellerboard was not intended to be a software in the beginning. Vladi wanted to know his real numbers, and he is actually a developer. He's a programmer. So he decided to build the software for him with a bunch of friends. And it turned out to be a great idea, and we just launched it, and he's not a seller anymore. And I've been working here for quite a long time. So if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, or just chat in the chat box on sellerboard.com. Someone from our team, they'll always be happy to help you out. If you don't know how to use a certain feature, don't be shy to ask. It's our job, and we love it, and we'll be happy to help.
Thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate you. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. And go ahead, have a good sleep.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I hope you have a wonderful time, and I'll be happy if you guys use the link, and have fun and good luck. And I hope you guys make good sales for Cyber Monday and Black Friday. I think they're close, right?
Counting on it. Appreciate you. Have a good evening. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.